Since I wouldn't father a child to her, she's trying to get me back in some way she can.
I did not want to have a family with him, and that's why I left. If I wanted to stay with him and get married and everything, I wouldn't have left him.
Difference on perspective.
But I really don't think that matters to the case at hand anyways.
It's Joe time after this.
Please raise your right hand.
Heavy equipment operator Jacqueline McKenna is suing her ex-boyfriend for credit card charges. Defendant Michael Burns says he's paid in full.
Nominally, I think this case is about your claim that the defendant has refused to pay his credit card bills, utilities, and various misdemeanor expenses, right?
Yes, sir.
Try to enlighten me.
Well, the credit card was the big part of it. And then
Yes.
he also, there was an insurance, he has an insurance payment kind of like Aflac. It's called combined insurance, and that was going through my bank account also. So I took, basically, we had the utilities split in half anyways every month. So I took the amount that was his half and listed it all, and then added that to the credit card that he owes.
Pass me up everything you've
Yeah.
got for documentation.
And on
Now,
this, on
why did you break up with her?
I broke up with him.
Yeah, she broke up with me.
Now, I'm talking about you moved out as a roommate. What was that all about? She says it was a big blow-up.
Throughout our relationship, we had various arguments. They would end up, one yelling at the other. It came to the point where we had been separated for the year, but still living as roommates. It was going okay, but it was still to the point where she still wanted more than just being roommates, wanted to still continue the relationship. Her goal in life has always been to...
Let him finish.
Her goal in life has always been to just get married and have children, have somebody to take care of her. Basically,
That used to be everybody's typical goal on the
Basically,
discharge
That was my goal.
side.
basically,
I've been working
what this is a classic case of a woman scorned. Since I wouldn't father a child to her, she's trying to get me back in some way she can. This is her best way.
What about, you alleged that on the day in question she was extremely intoxicated. What
Extremely.
happened?
That night, I was already in bed. I had to work the next morning at my mother's house.
Your Honor.
So I was already in bed. She went out partying with her friends, came home drunk.
And you two were just roommates
Just
at that
roommates,
time?
yeah. Separate rooms, 3-bedroom house. She had come home drunk. Our third roommate had seen her crying at the front door. Asked her what was wrong. She just ignored him, walked into my bedroom, and basically wanted sex. And when I refused and told her to get out of my room, she refused. That was our
And
relationship
that
breakup.
was an effort on that occasion to continue that design that you weren't going to be involved in. Well, I guess that's responsible. Now,
Your Honor, can I counteract that?
go ahead.
I broke up with him because he had been physical with me over and over, plenty of times, and I did not want to have a family with him, and that's why I left. If I wanted to stay with him and get married and everything, I wouldn't have left
difference
him.
on perspective.
But I really
No.
don't think that matters to the case at hand anyways.
We'll be back with more Judge Joe Brown in a moment.
I had to show him a breakdown of everything. I had to show him the bills constantly, even when we were together.
See that I got to put up with every month.
Continued to live with her ex-boyfriend after their romance was over. She says she incurred a lot of bills because of his bad credit, bills he stopped paying once he moved out. Let's take a look.
Now, what happens in September? Does he stop tendering you money?
He gave me money every 2 weeks because it changed. It went up and down every month, so we just agreed on the $600, and then I
Every
would
2
pay
weeks?
everything. Yeah,
And he paid you $600 every 2 weeks that you
Right.
two remained together.
even after we broke up.
That's right.
And I still had to sit down every month. I mean, it's not like he just gave me the money willingly and just threw it away. Like, I had to sit
Very
down.
false.
Well, you had
no.
to sit down
I
and
had-
say, ask him for it, but you got it.
Well,
so you
yeah.
got every dime that you demanded
Right,
of
but
him all the way through the breakup in November,
Right,
600
but I
every
still
2
had to
weeks.
explain it to him. I had to show him a breakdown of everything. I had to show him the bills constantly, even when we were together.
He's giving you a lump sum of money, $1,200 every 30 days, and you're the one that disperses it.
Well, $600 goes to rent no matter what. But I had to pay the regular bills every month, too. Like, I don't have money.
All right, now.
I'm still trying to make it on my own.
Okay. Let's go to that. Now, you ill-advisedly made a lot of charges on here, and you had your father pick up several $1,000s worth of the charges.
My dad still doesn't. He makes me pay for it every month also.
I understand. Now, somehow or another, it jumps from $997 in a few months up to $4,000.
Right, but he has a card that has his name on it. I think I gave you a copy of that too.
This doesn't help me because both of you are still charging on this account.
But after I paid that off, all the charges were him. The only thing that says is like when I made a payment.
Okay, look, transaction activity for this month.
And under my name, it'll have my charges. Under his name, it'll have his
Yes,
charges.
I know, but what I'm saying is it looks like both of you are still charging on this particular account.
No, well, on there, I wrote what month and year it was, but I haven't used that card since he left, actually. And then I started using it again after I took his balance off because the interest rate was so high.
See what I got to put up with every month.
Well,
At least I
that
did
side
it,
form
like you.
is actually helpful because, you know, young lady,
I'm
I'm
the only
not
one that pays
following
anything.
what you're trying to get to me.
Well, he ran it up pretty quick, so.
Judge Joe Brown makes his ruling after this.
JudgeJoeBrown.com.
Now, I'm looking at the credit card history, and what happens is your father jumps in and tries to rescue you, but at that point in time, everybody's hyperextended on this credit card. You charge for a couple of more months yourself because, as you've indicated, the bill
Well, it was before he paid that.
detail shows who charged what under what. What I'm going to do is I think that needs to be divided right straight down the bloody middle. So you will get an award of $1,887 to wind up the joint affairs the two of you had over the course of 4 years and your court costs. There you go.
Claims she expected to have a nice walk in the park, but instead she ended up with a broken window, a penalty ticket, and a stolen phone. Ms. Moore is suing Eugene Wright for $1,200. Mr. Wright claims he doesn't owe the plaintiff anything because he was rescuing her dog.
We have this issue involving your phone, your window, and a ticket that you got.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Prove your case.
Judge Ross, I'm here today because, well, I'd like to say on Sunday, usually I go walking with my dog in the park. And,
What type of dog do you have, ma'am?
She's a beautiful little Pomeranian Chihuahua mix. I have a picture if you'd like to see her.
I've got to take a look at her.
Awesome.
What's her name?
Her name is Amber. And
In
she
fact,
has
you know what? Why don't you just give all the evidence?
Okay, I was going to show you a picture of Amber as well as my broken window.
Sure.
And I have a receipt for my stolen phone and for my broken window.
Look at this dog. The dog's name is Amber?
Yes, she's really cute.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful dog. Wow.
Thank you.
And you were out with Amber.
Yes.
And take me from there.
So, as I stated previously, Your Honor, it was a beautiful Sunday day. It was a beautiful Sunday in Arizona. I'm out, or I had plans to walk in the park with my dog, and I stopped by a grocery store briefly to get her a bottle of water, and I had her in the front seat of my car. So I would have taken Amber in the car with me, Your Honor, but she doesn't like to wait in the line in the store, so I left her in the front seat, and I went
She gets
into...
an attitude when she has to wait in a long line, huh?
Oh, yes, it's very hot in Tucson, I understand, but it's even worse if I take her inside the store because she's a little bit sensitive and she doesn't like a lot of people.
Tucson is where you're from.
Yes.
It is hot there, and you leave the dog in the car.
Well, only because when she's in
I just asked. You left
Okay.
the dog in the car.
Well, it was only like
I just asked.
10 to 20 minutes, maybe.
Oh, that's a yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. That
But
wasn't complicated. And Mr. Wright, you happened to see the dog in the vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Okay, take me from there.
It was Sunday afternoon, about 11 a.m. I was just leaving the grocery store. I had just packed my groceries in my car, and I was taking my cart to the carousel. While doing that, I happened to notice a dog sitting in the back seat, actually, of the car. I noticed it was panting, not just from the mouth, but from the whole body. Like, it just seemed very exhausted and very tired, and I can tell from it being 80 degrees outside and me already sweating. I can only,
How?
It was about 82, 83 already outside. This is 11 a.m. And I could only imagine like how the dog must feel in his death cage with no
Your Honor,
ventilation
why-
at all.
You had no business peeping in my car. Why
Well,
were
hold
you...
on a moment. Your car's in plain sight and in public view.
Right.
But he didn't have to peer in and stare at my doggy.
Okay, but there's nothing illegal about that. Do you know how long it can take for a dog to die when left in a vehicle?
Your Honor,
10 to 15 minutes.
but I love
Do
Amber.
you
I would
know
never put her life.
how long it can take a dog to die inside of a vehicle? Do you know?
5 minutes.
Do you know?
10 to 15?
6 minutes.
But
No, but. Now, fortunately, that didn't happen. I'm just telling you that in certain situations, and Arizona is hot. Then what happened, sir?
I sat there, and at that moment, I thought to myself, I have to save this dog. Not only as a vegan, but as a human, someone who cares.
As a vegan?
Yes, I am also
I don't
vegan.
understand the connection between you being a vegan and you saving the dog.
I don't
So,
believe.
because I eat meat, I'm going to let Amber die?
Well, that's your thing. That's your thing. But I have respect for all living animals, and I just can't sit there and allow them, or allow any animal to die like right in front of me.
Did you go into the grocery store and say, could someone contact law enforcement, or did you yourself call 911?
I did actually, and I did not want to leave the dog side. 'Cause who
You
knows how
called
long-
911?
I did, yes.
Did you call on your own personal cell phone?
I did, yes.
Okay, and then?
Before I broke out the window, I asked.
Stop.
Your Honor,
That's
I think,
the issue. You broke her window.
Yes.
Let me go back to you.
Your Honor, he said he used his cell phone, but actually he stole my cell phone out of the car after kidnapping Amber.
First things first, let's talk about the broken window,
Okay. So
because that's why you're suing.
yes, I'm suing because he broke my car window.
Believing that that's what needed to take place in order to save your dog, who he felt was in distress.
But I don't think it's
No, but I'm just asking a question.
Yes.
Yes. And you're saying you had no right to break my
window because you used extremely poor judgment. He had
Okay.
no information at all in terms of
When the window
how,
was broken,
yes.
were you still inside the grocery store?
Yes, sir. I
Right.
came back out, Judge Ross, and when I came out, he had my Amber in his hands. My car window was broken, and it was a whole crowd of people.
All right.
I work at the University of
You're giving
Arizona.
me
That
a lot
was
of
so
wait a
embarrassing.
minute. You're giving me a lot of information, so let me make sure I'm digesting
Okay,
it.
I'm sorry, I'm upset.
You go outside, you see that your window is broken,
Yes,
and Amber is being held by Mr. Wright,
yes, held hostage
held hostage. Okay, that's one way of looking at it.
with a
And-
stolen phone.
And how do we have this issue of the phone? Are you saying he didn't have his own phone?
No, he probably used my phone to call 911 and then he
You're
stole it.
speculating
I can
as
afford
to
my
what
own
he
phone.
did. What I'm asking you is tell me what you observed.
Well,
Did you
what I-
see him use your phone to call 911?
No, Your Honor, but my phone was on the front seat next to Amber, and when I came back out, Amber was being held by him, and my phone disappeared. So
Okay.
where else could it go?
You're saying that you recall leaving your cell phone in the vehicle with the dog.
Yes, Your Honor.
When you returned, the dog was there, your vehicle was there, the phone was gone.
Yes, Your Honor.
Coming
I know you want to be compensated for the phone.
Yes.
But we're really here about the issue involving the dog, your vehicle being destroyed through the window.
And I have a penalty ticket because he called the cops, and I've been cited $100 for animal endangerment. He caused a lot of problems for me, which is why I'm here, and I know that I'm probably being a little
And
bit
why
emotional.
did the police give you a ticket?
Because he claimed that I left Amber in the
No,
car.
what did the police tell you?
Well, they said it was probably
Not probably. Tell me what the police said as they said, ma'am, sign here. and
animal
here's this ticket."
endangerment for leaving her in the car and it was hot.
Okay, stop. The police told you it's hot. You have a dog. The dog is in the vehicle. You're nowhere to be found. That's considered animal endangerment.
But I feel like
and
everyone
are you
is-
talking while I'm talking?
No, but why are people
Are
coming
you going to
down?
keep talking while I'm talking?
No. But it's...
And then, but again, the issue of you getting a ticket was because even if he hadn't broke the window and the police arrived, they would have given you that ticket. I don't know if you're guilty of that or not. But you're saying because they gave you a ticket, you want him to pay for it. That's not going to happen.
But $100 in embarrassment, and I'm a professional
Maybe I
lady.
said it
don't
too
need
fast.
this.
That's not going to happen. Now,
Good
how did
idea.
you break the window?
I had a pocket knife in my pocket that has like a blunt end on the back of it. So I use that to break into the back window.
Did you see a phone inside the vehicle?
I did not see a phone inside the vehicle. I broke through the back door window, not the front door window.
All right, because this is the picture that you have here. This is the broken window.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you said he broke the front, but this is actually the back passenger side window, correct?
I'm at this side. I'm so upset because I'm being
That's fine. I just
accused
want
of
to make
hurting
sure I'm
Amber
understanding.
that I may have...
And why did you break this particular window, sir?
Because I did not want to hurt the dog. The dog was actually in the driver's seat. And I broke the window, and the dog came towards me.
Anything else, sir?
I did not take the phone. I'm the one who called the police. Why would I call the police and wait for them to come just to like steal a phone and holding a dog? It makes no sense at all. I called the police.
Stop. That is so logical, what he just said.
Your Honor, but his actions aren't logical. How many people go around in society breaking windows? Next, he'll break into someone's home.
Your Honor.
As much as his statement was logical, yours was illogical. Okay, based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel is going to come down in favor of the plaintiff in this case. Even when you're in situations where you are rescuing, we still have an issue of property was damaged and destroyed.
But, Your Honor,
we're not having a conversation now. You're listening and I'm talking because I'm explaining to you why I'm ruling in her favor. The law does provide certain remedies for people who sustain injury to their property. And breaking the window, which I'm not saying was something that you shouldn't have done, but there's a damage that resulted from that action, that someone has to pay for that. In this particular instance, we have the victim, Ms. Moore, having to come out of pocket $161.90. Now, regarding the issue of the $100 ticket, we already know she's not getting that. So the only thing that's remaining is the $938.90 for the phone. And everything about your testimony, including your demeanor and your recollection, is consistent with you being more credible and she being less credible. So, ma'am, you will not be getting any monies for that phone, but you are entitled to the $161.90. That is your judgment. Case closed.